Alright, before all of you go into the comment and yap, you don't know what you're talking about, this isn't the best anime, calm down. Yes, I know there are better animes out there. I just wanted to exaggerate and give this video a clickbaity title. Of course, this video is gonna have spoilers, you should know that already. But hey, stick around, you might find this video pretty interesting. Now, this anime, Hajime No Ippo, follows your typical shonen protagonist that starts off weak and gets stronger more into the show. But there's this thing in this show that I truly love and admire, even though having the same aspect like every other mainstream animes. Our main protagonist, Makunouchi Ippo, is your typical normal and shy high school kid. One of his main jobs in this show that people tend to look over and only come to realize how important it is in the later episodes is constantly helping out around the house with his family fishing business, which I'll get later on into the video. Due to this, Ippo finds himself having no friends, which also prompts him being bullied because of how much he's smelled. We are then introduced to Umezawa and his gang, Ippo's main bully. As Ippo is getting the sonic rings beating the fuck out of him, we are shortly introduced to Takamura, a boxer on his road work routine that happened to stumble upon the fight. Takamura saves Ippo and brings him to his boxing gym, the Kamigawa gym, which there's a real gym that the author created in Tokyo. After Takamura shames Ippo for not being able to defend himself, he advises Ippo to punch a drawing of the bully to blow off some steam. He instructs Ippo how to throw a better and stronger punch, which resulted in After getting patched up, Takamura gives him some boxing tape which he watches at home. Watching these tapes, something sparked in Ippo. The feeling of wanting to be strong, not wanting to be weak, and it fueled the fire in Ippo's heart. Not to seek for revenge, but to seek for a greater purpose in life, a life to overcome anything and a purpose to find oneself. We follow Ippo's journey in this show, becoming from a nobody in life with no friends and no insight of the future than just helping his family's business, to someone with a bigger goal in life, surrounded with friends who he can call family. Although Ippo is strong, he faces many challenges in and outside of the ring just like anyone else does. He fights strong and formidable opponents that become some of the viewers' favorite side characters like Miyata, Vogue, Sendo, Date, and Ricardo. Even though Ippo hasn't fought Ricardo in a real match, I think it's safe to say why people like this guy so much. I mean, the dude is 70 and old, like who can he not beat in his weight class? In these intense matches, Ippo also has to fight his weakness and struggles, finding ways to overcome them, much like ourselves having to overcome our struggles in day-to-day life. Although these lessons in these fights are great and all, Ippo still have a life outside of the ring which we also see him struggle as well. I think one of the most notable points is in episode 41 when Ippo found out his mom collapsed and got sent to the hospital, and it was at this moment he would have quit it all and give up boxing to help keep the family business going. In contrast to us, we'd be willing to do anything to help our loved ones too. So this, my friend, is why Hajime no Ippo is my #1 favorite anime of all time. This anime shows some really realistic things that we humans face on a day-to-day basis. When Ippo lost his first ever fight to Date, he felt that sadness and trauma feeling, back to like when he was getting bullied again. Ippo felt like he was on top of the world, being 10-0 at the time before facing Date. He had many fans supporting him, being named as one of the strongest upcoming pound-for-pound boxer, only to have his run fall short and his world come crashing down. Ippo had goals to aim to the moon, but when it all didn't work out, he fell harder than he flew. Much to our belief, like you and I, we have many goals and dreams to accomplish, but when obstacles are put in front of us, it's up to you to get up and keep pushing forward, or just stay down and let it consume you. Because not only do these losses makes the win feel so much better, but it makes you learn about yourself and why and how you made these mistakes. Much like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto or many other animes, it teaches you the meaning of not giving up and the results of it. But something about Hajime no Ippo gives me like a bigger impact. I guess you could kinda say the characters are more humanoid rather than having magic or powers, so their struggles are more relatable. Now you could say that other animes portray this kind of life aspect or life lesson better in their show, of course. And this is not to say that one show is better than the other based off how they instruct these kind of lessons lessons. I think it's best put it of what you learn and did these shows actually help you learn something. And yes, I know that a lot of people watch anime or TV shows just for the thrill of it rather than these boring lessons, but I think that's what makes some of us viewers like these shows so much, is because not only can the author incorporate 10 out of 10 fight scenes, but they can incorporate 10 out of 10 wisdom that can maybe even impact your lives. I just decided to choose Hajime No Ippo because I like it so much, and I also haven't watched much animes in years as well. Some things that I love is that this anime shows the struggles that the side characters has to go through as well. Takamura being a great example. As a human being, we all feel the same thing. We all feel pain, sadness, agony, stress, happiness, and the struggles that comes in the future. And I say this because Ippo views Takamura as one of the strongest and greatest fighter ever, and having no struggles due to this. But in episode 8, when Ippo was sleeping over at Takamura's place, Takamura was dieting, only having a tomato for dinner. And Ippo sees that being a boxer, even for a person as strong as Takamura, he still struggles. Only to be so blinded and realize how much Takamura has to go through as a fighter as well. And sure, maybe Ippo didn't think this dude was a demigod amongst men born from the heavens. But maybe Ippo did think Takamura had it easy because of the facade he put on. And I feel like we too as humans has developed to think and assume things too quickly. Now, character development is one of the other most crucial part about a show, and I love that this anime doesn't shy away from that. Ippo goes from this cowardice, shy boy to a strong, confident dude who can really stand 10 toes down if he wanted to. Greatest example of this is when Ippo first introduced the Dempsey role in one of his matches. Ippo is never one to be arrogant. He's never once showed a slight glance of cockiness or being this tough guy that bites more than he can chew. But when he declared that he will win by knockout in the next round, man, that motherfucker was going crazy. And this goes back to when I was talking about Ippo losing to Eiji Date and about keep pushing forward regardless if you fail. Because even after a heartbreaking loss, no pun intended, he was still determined to come back in the ring, seeing that it's not a career-ending loss but just a setback. And not only do we see him grow as a character from this, but he shows it vividly as well. This dude is never one to back down or give up. When he has his eyes set on a goal and it becomes too challenging, he's never gave up and be like, oh yep, this is too hard for me, I'ma quit. Nah, he finds solutions to these challenges and I respect that. However, I think there's a great example that all of us Ippo fans can agree on. I think Umezawa's character development is probably one of the best in the show. Now, remember when I said this guy was Ippo's biggest main bully? Well, he eventually becomes Ippo's #1 supporting fan. After attending one of his matches, it catalyzed his friendship with Ippo. But I think one of the greatest turning point is during when Ippo's mom was still in the hospital and he had to take care of the fishing business all by himself. So Umezawa decided to give a helping hand. To Ippo, this job was a cakewalk, but obviously not so much for Umezawa. Seeing Ippo's determination and strong will still keep it pushing, Umezawa felt a sense of being useless, and so he made it his sole purpose to help with Ippo's fishing business so he can focus on boxing. Enduring the hardship and struggles of the duties from the fishing business. Now, I can't cover every single character, but I think covering 2 of the most important side characters in this show, it helps indicate that almost every single character gets some love. I also appreciate that the creator isn't afraid of showing the protagonist losing, because I get that some shows just be overusing plot armor so much to the point where it doesn't even make sense anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love animes and manhwa where the MC is just straight overpowered and straight plot armor, but the fact that plot armor won't always help or save the protagonist, and seeing them lose and then seeing them bounce back from it, I feel like it makes you appreciate the show even more. But I'm not gonna lie, my guy Ippo here does have some pretty good plot armor.
さてはこんなもんか気にすんな男は大きさじゃねえ
And I also love that some of the filler episodes or non-fighting episodes are some of the funniest shit I ever seen in anime. I gotta give it props because when Ippo and his friends are just goofing around, it's still entertaining regardless. And look at their friend group, I like that their humor is so stupid but also so relatable as well. Well, I hope this video encourages anyone who hasn't seen this anime to go and watch it, because besides me yapping about how philosophical Hajime no Ippo is, the fighting scenes are phenomenal. These fights feel as if both people are trying to knock each other's head loose. All of the season's art styles are great, especially the second and third season. The music too, especially the openings, are amazing as well. And like I said, the comedy in this show is hilarious too. So yeah.